Welcome to episode number 7 of A Touch of Gray. We're joined today by Michael O'Callahan, Duke class of 1987, four-time Defender of the Year at the Lake Placid Summit Tournament, president of Finback Real Estate, and father to Blake and Finn O'Callahan, who draw their tremendously good looks from their better-looking mom, Cherie. Michael, welcome to A Touch of Gray.
Bitch, thanks for having me. Great to be here.
Awesome. Hey, we're going to jump right into the questions. So my first question for you, how long have you been playing with the Gray Devils in Lake Placid, and what compelled you to lace the cleats up again?
I've been playing with the Gray Devils in Lake Placid since I think the inaugural year. I think it was 2012 or 13, about 9 years. And I was compelled to play because I hadn't played in 14 years. And yourself and Chris Maxman told me you guys were putting together a Duke team and you wanted to see if I could come up and join you. I said I'd love to. So it was the greatest thing that ever happened to me.
Wonderful. No shout out for Noel Patterson in that. I don't want to leave him out.
Sorry, Noel Patterson, probably the biggest driver. But Noel doesn't like the spotlight, so I had to take it off him.
Yeah, Noel will never see this. He doesn't even do social media, so we're good.
Yeah.
Question number 2. If someone has never been to Lake Placid to play lacrosse, or for that matter, vacation there, how would you describe the location?
It's a phenomenal location. It's nature at its best. It's beautiful in the summertime. It's great in the winter, but it's even better in the summer. There's a lot to do: hiking, climbing, water sports. And I think the lacrosse community that you get involved with as part of the tournament is the best part of it. You get to see people from all different parts of your life. Guys you played with, guys you played against, guys outside of lacrosse that you didn't know were lacrosse players. And you also get the brotherhood of the guys you played with back in the 80s when we were playing in 90s. And the families get to know each other. And it's a great gathering of people who have a shared love for the game of lacrosse.
Yeah, right on. That's awesome. What have been the highlights of the annual pilgrimage to Lake Placid for you and your teammates as you head to upstate New York once again for this tournament?
The highlights have been being able to play with guys you haven't seen in decades, who are still running around and working hard, and they fight just as hard as they did when they were in their 20s, and sharing beers with them after the game, and it's breaking bread, meeting their families. Yeah. And one of the highlights for me is my youngest son, who's been coming up every year, actually played in the Scholastic division last year. Yeah. So I got to watch him play the first couple of days. Then he, of course, always comes to watch us and helps run the box. So it's a great experience. Yeah,
that's fantastic. What about personal goals for 2023's tournament? Any personal goals?
Stay out of the tent, the medic tent, which I've been pretty good at until I pulled my groin last year with a minute left. Best play I made all game because the guy who came in for me came in and went in and scored. So that was my play of the game. But my goal this year is to make sure that we keep everyone to under 4 goals per game without pulling any muscles.
Yeah, right on. I always say 1st to 6 wins.
Absolutely.
Yeah, right on. All right, final question. What question didn't I ask you during this podcast that you wish I had?
What inspired you to found and create the Gray Devils, and and were you able to rediscover or extend your love of the game and the guys you played with?
So you wish that I had asked you a question that made you ask me a question.
Exactly.
Yeah. So the short story is, quite honestly, I had played with a Baltimore team up at Lake Placid that Mr. Bo Lacrosse, and sure. That got me back involved in the sport when I was 45. And then a couple of years later, I got to play with the United States Naval Academy's alumni team, the Old Goats. And I played with them out in Vail and a couple other locations. And I was inspired by their origin story behind getting their alumni together to go out to Vail and try to win a tournament out there. And they'd, as a result of that initial objective, been together for 25 years by the time I first joined them. So a lot deeper than that, but also like the fact that the experience we have with the Gray Devils, that men of character was more important than the quality of a person's lacrosse. And I think that's what's made the experience year over year, worth the effort, worth you know, some of the pains that go into preparation, as well as you know, sometimes we're not all fortunate enough to stay out of the tent, but you know, it makes it worth it when you're around great guys. So good question.
Yeah,
Anything else before we cut off? Go ahead.
I'll just add one thing. One of the great things about the Gray Devils is it's not just guys who went to Duke and played at Duke. We have guys from multiple schools, multiple parts of the country, guys who are law enforcement officials, guys who are lawyers. It's an amazing mix of people and culture, and it's something that I think is unique for what we have in Lake Placid versus some of the other teams, and that is also a great part of what we're doing with the Gray Devils.
Yeah, that's a great point, Michael. You know, if we relied entirely on alumni, we'd you know, we'd have three of us out there probably tossing the rock. And if it weren't for the guys that have become friends of the Devil consistently, who have just been awesome guys. You missed a lobster man. We got a lobster man out there that comes too.
Right.
So yeah, it's pretty eclectic, diverse group, kind of like our fraternity, Pi Kappa Alpha, right?
That's right, buddy. Friend of the Devils, a friend of mine.
All right, send the camera over to Block A so I can say goodbye to him.
Okay.
Hey, Blake.
What's up, Fitch?
Be good, brother. We look forward to seeing you up in Lake Placid. We're going to see you there, right?
Definitely.
All right, man. Are you playing on Andrew's team?
Yep. Same
All
team.
right. We're going to see you on the big field at some point in time in front of what, 30, 40,000 people?
Yeah.
All right, give your camera back to your dad.
Yep.
All right, buddy. Go
Fitch,
catch
I didn't know what I was getting into, but I was happy to do it.
All right, go catch a big marlin for me.
All right, buddy. Have a great one. I'll see you in a couple weeks.
All right, be good. Love you.
See you. Bye. Love you too.